Welcome back, you guys. It is another episode of Sneaky Leak Podcast. We have 2 more episodes till the end of the year after this, so we are really excited. And we have another amazing guest with us, Philip Lipshutz. I wanted to say his name correctly. Lipshutz.
Before you forgot.
We will get more into who he is, where he's from, all of that.
From Unheardof.
From Unheard of.
Yes.
After these messages, Janelle.
Well, I'm one of your hosts, Janelle.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
Intro you guys. It's the Elaina show, apparently.
It is the dopest TV show.
Man. And you are?
Who is she
Who are you
today?
today?
I'm Mrs. Jones.
So we a little nasty today. But yes, before we get started, don't forget to always follow us on all of our social media platforms. Like Elaina said, we have 2 more episodes left before the end of the year, and we're still on the road to 10K.
We're
almost there.
We're
almost
close.
there.
We're almost there. So go ahead. If you're listening to us, go and follow. If you're watching us, go follow
us right now.
Please.
Hit that sub button.
Because I'm still seeing in the stories a lot of y'all just coming to our shit and not following, and people are going to start to get attacked from my personal page. Because don't be coming to our page looking for insights and information and you don't follow us. You'll get blocked. All right, continue.
I'm gonna get y'all to 10K.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
If you're watching us, make sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. If you're listening to us on any of our audio platforms, Apple Podcasts and Spotify, go ahead and hit that subscribe, follow button as well. Next episode, we will be doing our Spotify wrap up.
Yes,
ma'am.
Thing. We should probably. Are you guys Apple?
I'm Apple Music.
Apple Music
I'm
or
an Apple Music
Spotify?
goodie.
I'm both, but some weird things happened with Spotify this year. So I have been Apple for the latter part of the year. I know, it's stupid. It's always a story with me.
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. When Spotify came around, I was like, I don't even know how to work this.
It's very
But the thing is, with my Apple Music, I've transferred my library
Yeah.
since 2008.
Same.
So I have.
Same.
Everyone was like Friday Night Lights. I was like, I've been had that mixtape on my
Yeah.
shelf. All the
Yeah.
Little Wayne, everything from
Right.
Dat Piff era. I have.
OPM's,
You brought it over.
OPM's
Yep.
Young Nation, the first one.
All of
Every
them.
time I post a picture of me listening to a song, everyone's like, "How do you
How
have
do you
this?"
have
Dat Piff.
Dat Piff. I have all of my. I was
Piff,
back
shit,
in the day. I was
LimeWire.
adamant about transferring my.
Bringing it on
Are
over.
you a
Thank God.
Apple.
I still use Napster.
Wait, for real?
I still be uploading songs to my MySpace.
I love it. I love it. He's like, what
How
year
many
are we in?
computers did you mess
still
up in
have
your
my
lifetime?
MP3.
Then?
What'd you ask him?
How many computers he messed up in his lifetime?
Oh,
Probably racked
snap.
about 3 or 4 Dells.
Yeah.
Dells!
Yeah.
Dude, you're getting a Dell. No,
Yeah.
honestly, it felt like before Apple really took over, it really felt like every computer just got virus after virus after virus. And
Girl.
then because Apple had been around. Don't get me wrong. I know Apple didn't just pop up on the scene, but it was like Apple just dominated the game.
They said, no more of this.
man,
You have to be here.
Dell who? Windows what?
and they never got viruses. They never slowed down.
Nope.
Nothing ever got ruined. So shout out Apple.
But every time a new one comes out, the old ones start slowing down.
No, iOS be
I did not have sexual
People talk
relations with
about-
that lady.
oh my
Do y'all
God,
remember that?
yes.
It was like when you would download a song and you would think it was the song, but it would really be that. And I'd be like, what the fuck? Like I would be so mad.
Maybe we
Oh
can
my
do
God.
our little wrap up of our music too, real
That would be
quick.
cute.
Next episode.
I'm just gonna let everyone know. What do you think the first 5 months of my Apple Music?
Oh, everyone should know what the fuck our shit was. I'm actually really surprised at mine. I haven't even posted it yet.
That's what yours is.
said mine was definitely.
Mine was rap. All I had was
mine was
Freddie
kinda
Gibbs,
crazy.
West Side Gun,
Yeah.
like
Dang,
no, stop.
Alchemist,
We'll talk about it
like
next.
Action
We'll talk
Bronson.
about it.
I'm gonna
Next.
keep it real. I don't have a Spotify playlist.
I like
Okay,
it.
but who you listening to? Who
I
you
don't
like to listen to?
I don't even have a Spotify app or
I respect
So
it.
Apple Podcast, Apple
I would say
Music.
my top music has been Christmas music because of
Ooh.
my girlfriend.
Okay.
She used to be blasting all the Christmas
Okay,
music.
nice.
But yeah, I don't have Spotify.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
Yep. Can you please
gonna
talk
have
a
to
little
lean
bit
in.
closer?
That's why I
as
said.
well?
I
There
feel
we
like,
go.
I feel like if we undo the mic and
The
they
couch
start
will take
holding
you
it,
in.
they could
It'll
just-
it'll really suck you in.
But it will. It'll get a hold of you. Anyways,
Should we get into what we're wearing?
let's get into what we are all wearing,
Okay.
courtesy of our good friend Phil.
Yes. I have on the Unheard of grandma's couches and the nice, we call this a lavender colorway with the like almost an infrared color right here. They're really nice, y'all. They feel good on my feet.
So fucking
There's
clean.
this color is
The
purple.
socks on to match. I got on Elena's jacket. She let me, because all
my clothes every episode.
because all my stuff is still in storage. We still are in temporary housing.
She stays with me
So-
when she comes back from Portland, so she be borrowing stuff too.
It's like that sometimes.
It is. Girls, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh
is.
yeah.
Shout outs to good friends for letting me, you know,
Yeah.
not look crazy on the pod. Some little just olive pants, you know, keeping it like a little bow, little 26-inch joint. Okay. Look, you cannot wear that hat in certain neighborhoods. I'm gonna let you know right now. So, because
Honestly, that's
we like
true.
you, and I don't want nothing to happen to you. So please do not wear that hat
No, he's
anywhere
staying in
outside.
Santa Monica, so he just won't
Okay.
stay
Yeah,
on
he's
that
okay.
side.
Santa Monica's in the airport.
Cool hat. My dad had that hat.
You guys hate the Reds out here or something?
Remember when my dad lost me at a Cincinnati Reds game?
Okay, we'll get.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, were we talking about this last week?
Yeah,
in
and
the
I got
text?
and they
we
lost
did.
me at Disney World. My
Yeah,
parents did not care about me at all. But yeah, at the Reds game, he was drunk off his ass, and they're like over the intercom, Kenny Jones, we need you. Like
How old are you?
6,
My word.
6.
Well, at least you have the memory with your dad at the Reds game.
I do, I do. And he gave me $20 not to tell my mom, and then I went home and told my mom immediately after I got the money.
Snitch.
I was a big ass snitch, bro. I should have got some stitches for that one. Not even playing.
Did the Reds win? Did we win?
I don't know. I don't know. And I can't ask him now because he's already passed. But like, maybe my mom knows. I'll ask her.
I am dead. That is. Henny always has a story.
Yeah.
What do you have on?
So first time guest on the Sneaky Leak podcast.
Period.
I figured, why don't we leak a shoe?
Let's
right?
leak it.
So,
Let's go.
Of the week.
Leak of the week. Not to be confused with link.
Yeah, we're not
Leak.
linking over here.
We don't do that. Okay.
Anymore.
These are these are Adidas Adistar Cushion 3s.
They look comfortable.
They look cushiony.
They do look cushiony.
You know, little pork chop running through LA right now.
I love
That's all I
it.
can really say.
pork
But
chop.
they'll be coming out hopefully pretty soon.
Be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout.
We'll ask
They're
some
real
more
nice.
questions about these in a little bit. What else you got on? All Adidas?
I pretty much got the same like corn outfit I've been wearing the last like 4
Okay,
months.
I fuck with the corn shirt so bad.
Feeling like a freak on
Oh my God, this video, this whole album, so good.
Did you know in '99?
Oh, you gotta be right here.
In '99, this "Freak on a Leash" was the #1 song in the world.
I
on
believe it.
TRL.
Yeah.
I believe it. I was like 9 years old singing that shit.
Yeah, that was the shit. No, Got the Life was my shit, but like Freak on a Leash was amazing. But Got the Life is my personal fave.
Well, was Twisted Transistor there?
That's
Yeah?
later. That's later in their corn.
Okay.
Yeah,
But that was
yeah.
corn. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the hat.
Just
Cincinnati
a
Reds hat.
vintage, made in USA, Cincinnati Red snapback from Cook Sporting Goods on
Let's go
4th
Cincinnati.
Street, Cincinnati.
Nice.
Right next door to Unheard of. So shout out to my boys over at Cook's.
Yes. If you guys haven't gotten the clue yet, he is from Cincinnati. So.
What up, Natty?
Do people call it that?
The Natty, yeah. Like, so, I mean, back when I was going to Cincinnati, people would
Back
be
when
like,
I was
the
at the
Natty.
Natty.
There was this one song by High Tech and like Talib Kweli and like some other people on it. It was like a remix, and it was like "How We Do It in a Natty," and they used to be my
I
shit.
did not know that.
It was
okay.
I was in the streets.
Okay. Well,
What do you got on?
I have on Building Bridges. What is this model? Please, because I know I'm not the
It's
best
also the
sometimes. This
Rivalry?
is the Rivalry, correct?
So all 3 of them are
All Rivalry.
lows,
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. And this is Building Bridges. And I always want to call it brick by brick.
I like that.
Right? I
this
kept
shit
wanting to call it brick
brick
by
by
brick. And I was
brick.
like, building bridges. Honestly, we're definitely going to get more into these in a little bit. But the package you sent with these, all 3 of these shoes, phenomenal.
Amazing.
Love this colorway. I think this shoe is gorgeous. I love the detailing. Yeah.
Quality's nice, right?
Quality. We're gonna talk about that a little bit too.
That.
But I just have on some TikTok shop corduroy. I'm obsessed with these. These are so comfy. Did I wear these already? On
I feel like you've talked about a TikTok shop.
Yeah, these
before.
are so comfy. I wanted to play off the browns with the shoes, the tan. So Skims top, and I think this is a Gani. How do you say it? Is it
Gani? I don't know what
yeah,
that is.
You don't know? It's like Ganni. Henny, how do you pronounce it? Is it Ganni?
Like a Gani,
Okay, yeah.
like Ganni.
Yeah, little
I just want
sweater.
to see, my dad had the same hat on right here.
Okay, send that to the
I
insert
almost-
picture of Henny's dad.
So if I'm not wearing this like all black corn
This is
outfit,
your normal fit.
I will wear an all denim outfit.
Oh my
Seriously.
God.
That's how he used to be looking at them in Cincinnati.
And I
Red games.
guarantee you, it's the same hat.
It looks like it, right?
Yeah, that is so dope.
Yeah, this
I've
hat's
never
from,
seen a
like,
picture of your
90s.
dad.
I know. I think I seen one. You posted one online one
Maybe
time.
when you was like
That's them
older.
together. That's Eve and him together.
That's your mommy and daddy?
Oh
my God. I don't think I've ever seen. Insert Henny's
picture
family
here.
I'm a product
That's a good one, Hen. Everything makes sense now.
Yeah. Doesn't it? Yes.
Sure did. That's cute.
But
Send
yeah,
that so we can
when I
flip it.
immediately when I saw the hat, I was like, "That's the same one my daddy used to wear all the time."
I love that.
That's cool.
Okay, Janelle, what you got on?
So I have on Erica's poem.
Gorgeous.
Nice.
I love the laces that you put in.
I was gonna say, I
love the lace swapping on
Can I
these.
be honest? Can I interrupt you there for a second?
Yeah.
I hate the orange laces.
Really? Why?
I like them.
We'll talk more. We'll talk more about it.
okay,
But
okay,
I love the baby blue and I love the like cream color.
I thought about it, but I was like, I like the pop in the
I like
orange.
the pop of orange.
Yeah.
A lot of people do throw the orange laces.
Yeah.
in
I
those
think it
And you
just gives it a
cringe.
little
I think it
bit
gives
of
it dimension. I like
You
it.
cringe when you see it.
I cringe. Not as bad when the red laces are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't. That was too much red.
Yeah.
I love the comfortability of these for sure. I think that's my
so
favorite. Yeah, when I
comfy.
put my fit in it, I was
No,
like,
these are comfortable.
I
these are
agree.
a
Hella
little squishy. I like them. It's giving SBs too, which I really like.
I'm going to talk about this later because the stuff you were saying in your last interview, I loved the connection to like all the skateboarding. So
I have on Melody Asani sweats. I need some more actually.
Come on the pod.
quality sweats.
If anyone out there is watching. And then I have a Bait Marvel Thanos hoodie on. He's on the back as well. Shout out to the Bait family. Hair, boho style braids.
What's it at 30?
In a bun.
It's a 30?
It actually is a 30.
I know my colors.
It actually is a
Yeah.
30.
It-
Yeah.
And we really do
It
know
needs
what
to
it
get
goes.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were shouting out our hair.
Yeah. Go
Check this out. I
ahead.
got
There
the
you
receding
go.
hairline. Shout out to Spanky the barber.
Shout out to hard work.
You know?
That ain't nothing but some hard work right there.
Denise over here. She got me right just before ComplexCon. I didn't even talk about that. Girl,
Oh, yeah. That was also a whole
That
thing.
was it was a lot. My hair didn't look
man.
bad. I like right before we went to Vegas, I had my hair done and it just ended up being more red than what I had hoped for. This was like 2 days before ComplexCon and I was like, oh my God, my hair is red.
And literally before
yeah,
you
she was
left.
freaking out.
Blonde. I was like, I was planning on wearing hats all weekend. I was like, I'm gonna have to figure this out because it was just like I was like my hair was red, but it got fixed. Shout out
Yeah,
Denise.
no, it did.
But okay, let's do a quick little catch up. We haven't been together on the couch in a while.
Yeah, it's been almost a month.
We want to hear about what you've been doing out here too, and in LA and everything you've had been going on. So, what have you been doing lately?
Just grinding, working on new designs.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Concepts.
Okay. It didn't come out.
I do a lot of market travel, check out retailers.
Nice.
Actually went to a Nike meeting today.
Yeah.
Online review just to see what they're cooking up for fall 25. So here's all the hottest releases coming out. No, I'm just kidding.
Another week.
It's like start pulling out pictures.
Right?
So they got these, right?
Yeah, they're bringing Kanye back. You heard it here
That's
first.
right.
Yeah.
I hope no one takes
That's how I know the end of the world was becoming.
These people are liars.
No, they're working hard. They're making some dope stuff. I've always, obviously loved Nike. Dunks are amazing. Air Max 1s. They've got some real heritage product.
Cool.
Super hyped to see some of the retro court stuff come back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Okay.
Saw some cool
Anything
stuff.
aside from any of the other brands? Or did you just go to Nike while you were out
No,
here?
I was just at Nike.
Oh, okay.
Everybody else is pretty much wrapped up before Christmas.
Okay.
That's true.
But,
Makes sense.
everything. All your sell-ins were like last month.
This
mostly.
is late. Yeah. So this wasn't a sell-in. This was just like to see things.
No, it was a sell-in. I mean, orders are due, I think, next week.
Dang, they really pushing it to the edge, aren't they?
Yeah.
They usually don't go this long.
Yeah, right for the holidays too.
Yeah, this
there
is
was definitely a lot of people.
What's going on over there
in LA this week with Nike doing all the
We
stuff.
peeped.
We absolutely.
We
did.
saw all y'all
We
here.
peep
I
people
saw
out
some
here.
of the PLMs that came to visit, tried to get some insight.
LeBron plays on Christmas and writing Air Force One orders. So
Yeah.
Okay. LeBron
Someone's
plays
gotta
on
do it.
Beyonce's. Beyonce's performing.
Man.
right now,
Oh, yeah.
So Christmas Day gonna be lit.
Netflix, get your shit together, because I'm telling you, there's gonna be buffering.
But this is also this last week. We're coming off of Thanksgiving. We're beginning of December. We've been pre-recording now that Henny's in Portland, but we had Janelle's 30th birthday, which was really exciting, really fun. We had a really good time, and Janelle
Glad everybody came out.
got to go on a trip.
She did.
Oh my God, you guys.
Janelle finally got on a plane, y'all.
She finally got on a plane. We're so proud of her.
I actually did it. I'm just coming back from Florida. I went to Walt Disney World.
Florida.
You know, I wanted my 30 to be I want it to be a year of a lot of firsts. So I hopped my ass on the plane. Let me tell you, 2 days before we left, the anxiety was, it's skyrocketed.
Let me give her a Xanax.
I could not eat. I could barely sleep. My stomach was in freaking knots. It was so bad. Oh my God. I was like eating soup and I was like, I'm about to throw this up right now. It was so bad. Horrible. Oh my God. Took a red eye because I know that I don't like flying in the daytime. I think at nighttime is better just because I don't get to see everything, which I'm fine with.
It freaks me out at night. I had a night flight last night and I was freaking
I don't mind the night flights. So going there, it was actually really smooth. Francis even mentioned that like my body not tensed up. It relaxed like as soon as like we took off, and that was obviously like that was my biggest fear was like take off, and it was actually not that bad. It was still a little weird, but still
as expected.
So it was smooth, and then my anxiety kind of was still like there along the whole trip, and like obviously it barely calmed down when I got back. So I feel like it sucked that it was, you know, that kind of fucked up my trip because I feel like I couldn't eat as much as I wanted. But it was still really cool. I went to all 4 Disneyland or Disney World parks, and I did both Universal parks. Shout out to the Orlando Informer. It's like this whole like special ticketed thing out there, and you can go like at night. Like the whole park is closed out, and you can like go at night from like 5 to like 1 or something like that. Like, yeah, there's a time where like it mingles with like the other like regular hours. Like this guy they were telling me about it, but it was really cool because like the park is not as busy, right? So that was at Orlando, Universal. But Disney World was a lot of fun. It was very cool. It is huge.
Yeah,
it's so big. There's so much space. I have like why. There's so much space for no reason, okay?
Way bigger than Disneyland.
It's oh my God. They said that they can fit Disneyland, all of Disneyland, into Walt Disney World's parking lot.
That's
like,
crazy.
What? Oh
That's
my God.
It's been so long since I went, so like I can't even remember that part.
Yeah, I haven't been to Disney World since 07.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like their castle is big. I get why all of my friends have talked shit about Disneyland's castle. Oh my God, you know my poor baby. Like,
we are the OG.
That part too. That part. She's small, but she's mighty.
Exactly.
What was your favorite thing about Disney World?
Epcot was really cool. I drank around the world, but I did like a mocktail edition of it. So I drank like non-alcoholic drinks at each country, but some countries literally did not have non-alcoholic things. Like, so I had to get like a water or just like skipped it. And like when I went to America, I just got a Coke.
America.
You're right. I can't get more
Give me
American
a
than
good old
this.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
They give you a hot dog with that Coke.
Yeah, no.
That's so funny.
But it was really cool. They have like passports too that you can get like stamped
Cute.
throughout like
That
each
is
country.
cute.
So every one that I went to, I got a
Epcot
stamp and
don't want
stuff
to
too.
see me
It was
coming.
right.
I'll lap.
So they
I'll
have-
do a lap, 2 laps.
So they have Japan there too. So that's what the pictures I was sending you was like. They have in their
like,
Japan
yeah.
store. They have like stuff that you can get in Japan, like imported in that they specifically sell only in like Japan.
so expensive in
Epcot.
there.
Oh no, it was. It
Because
definitely
it's already
was.
when you find
like Disney's already expensive.
Disney's already expensive.
Like,
to import is already expensive. Those damn Kit Kats are probably $1 a bag
Yeah,
in Japan.
it was-
And they be charging like $10, $15
yeah.
a bag. Like
It was like $11 or $12
Yeah, see?
a bag. Yeah, but I was like, okay, I'll just get it. I do think it was cool that like everyone that worked at each country was from that country.
Oh, that's really
so they
cool.
have like the college program where like you can go to school and work there.
Wow.
So
That's
there's a
really
whole that's a
cool.
whole thing. And I think they're part of like the college program. So while they're going to school, they can work at Disneyland or Disney World. And they work like specifically in those like countries
Okay.
and stuff too, which is really cool. I like that. It makes it feel more authentic. Animal Kingdom was really cool. We did the safari, and that was really nice. The Tree of Life is
Tree of Life is
huge.
amazing. I do
Oh
remember
my
that.
god, that thing is so huge. And then we went to Hollywood Studios, which made me feel like DCA. So a lot of things did feel like similar to like our park. Maybe some things felt like home, you know. But overall, like the trip was just really fun. And I actually can't wait to go back. Like I want to experience it again so that I can like fully relax and like really like kind of take it in and like enjoy it a little bit more and stuff. But yeah, before I get into like the rest of what I've been doing, I do want to give I can't even really say a shout out, but I want to just pay my respects to one of my really good friends, Dominique Brown, who passed while I was away. And she was a listener. She listened to us all the time. She came to like our 1-year anniversary party. Like she was a big supporter of me and like and us and like everything that we did. So stop, because I'm trying not to cry. But I just wanted to show love to her because that was like really my girl. And I don't want to say too much because I'm also going to cry. So I am going to leave it at that. And I love you.
Rest in power, Dominique.
Absolutely. And we could dedicate this episode
Yes.
to her.
It's definitely in her loving memory.
Because she was such a sweetheart. I knew her through Janelle, and that's Janelle's friend. I met her a few times, and just sweetest girl.
We're praying for her family
Yes.
and everyone involved.
Yeah.
So yes, you're in our thoughts.
The last time, she was telling me that like the ComplexCon episode, she said that really got her through work one of the days. And I'm pretty sure it got a lot of people through work or whatever because
into our
a lot of
ComplexCon
people love that
episode.
episode.
There was a lot going on that week. So.
I think we're still recovering from ComplexCon.
Yo, honestly, I feel like I haven't
my
recovered
God.
in the last 3 weeks. I've really been on the
There
fucking
was
go,
There's
man.
been a lot going on.
Yeah.
Did any of you stand in lines? Did you
So,
cop?
oh wait, at Complex?
No.
Trying to think. Not really too many lines because honestly, we didn't even get there.
It was all sent
early.
to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yes, but
it was, and I think just also like a lot of the people like who have like the earlier passes, like we did have guest passes, but we didn't get there like prior. I think what was it like 9 to 11 was like VIP and guest, like if you wanted to get there early, and then there and after, but like we didn't get there till like probably 12:31. Bless you.
Oh, it came out.
Both days, so we weren't able to get there early to line up for stuff. So like by the time we got there, like Kids of Immigrants was already cooked, and like,
we went to sleep at 3 a.m. every single night. So getting up early was hard.
It was hard. We were tired. Complex wore us out.
It was very tiring.
But
You didn't go to ComplexCon.
I did not.
okay. Is that something that you would be interested in doing in the future to have like a booth or?
Brennan Dunn said I was never welcome to ComplexCon.
You know what?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Because that's our friend. Don't be doing that, Brendan.
I'm just kidding.
Be nice.
Honestly, I think this year I really wanted to go because, like I said earlier, I really like to market travel. I like to go learn about the retailers, the way they do business, how they do business, what the consumers like in that area. And I really just wanted to walk around, see Complex and everything. But my girlfriend's dad actually came to town, and we spent time with him. And, like, time is always precious, you know, with family first. So just spent time with Otto and Vinny and Mary, and kind of skipped out on the cool guy factor this year.
It'll be back next year.
Yeah, maybe next year.
It comes every year.
Daniel Arsham's doing it. So
Yeah, he's the creative director now.
I think that'll be really cool. So, I mean, hopefully we see you next year.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
hopefully we'll have a panel.
What was y'all's favorite thing about ComplexCon? Like,
Sneaker of the Year conversation.
Yeah, the Sneaker of the Year
that
was
was
really fun for us. They finally dropped that video on YouTube this last week as well. That was really cool.
We were getting tagged in a few things.
For us.
Oh, that's right. You got a shoe sign.
I got my shoes on.
They shouted our name out on stage.
Yeah.
It was a thing.
It definitely was a thing.
Yeah.
We were interacting a lot with like Joe and Brendan and them on stage because we were like dead center. So that was really, really fun.
And they enjoyed it too.
Yeah, and I personally, I love the after parties.
The
Vegas after parties were lit.
Except for the music. I don't know what y'all. They was playing.
It's Vegas.
Yeah.
It's Vegas. Honestly, that is one thing about Vegas is like the club music. That's why I always end up at Dre's most of the time because they play like all the good hip hop. Every once in a while, some of the other clubs will have some shit, but yeah,
So we had Zook. That wasn't it. It was fun because everybody was there.
That was mostly
was
talking about Zook.
Yeah.
Somebody who will remain unnamed was twerking to Jay-Z's and Justin Timberlake's Holy Grail. Why are you playing that in the club? It don't matter who was twerking, but they were at the table, and all I heard was Justin Timberlake singing, and I was like, "Why am I here? Like, I'd rather be in the bed.
Oh my god,
I would rather go to sleep."
But it was our last night,
it was so funny. Henny literally.
I sat down just looking at everybody.
The night before we went to Dre's, and it was probably midnight when we pulled up to Dre's. It was late. We went to dinner. That's right. What was it? The night we went to dinner? No, that was Zook. We went. I forgot what we did the night we went to Dre's. Anyways, we pull up to the club. We're all a little fucked up. We're going up to this table, and Henny's like, this don't sit right with my spirit. And left.
I know. As soon as we walked,
I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like,
could have just stayed a little bit longer because I literally just took us to the Adidas table. Yeah, shout out to Miles.
Shout out to Adidas. Yeah, Miles. We were at the Adidas tables.
It wasn't sitting right in my spirit. I think I would have still probably left. I love you guys, Miles, but like I probably would have just still pieced the fuck out.
She was like,
like no.
But
okay,
anything you want to catch up on? How's Portland life before we move on?
Weird. So the same thing they say, keep Portland weird. I was telling Elaina last night. I walked. So there's Safeway is a grocery store. Okay. There is a Safeway that's right by my apartment, our temporary apartment. Yeah. Every time I go in Safeway, I'm not playing with y'all, some weird bullshit goes down. Whether
she took a video of a random dog wandering around by itself.
So a dog was just walking itself, no owner.
In the grocery store.
That was one thing. Then I rolled. It was like 30 degrees outside, mind you. It was cold as fuck. There was a black gentleman outside playing a flute.
Oh, I think that
he was playing Bohemian Rhapsody when I pulled up. I was like, okay. Then there was like 3 junkies, like, so, you know, I'm sorry, but like one of them was like getting high while he was playing the flute, and they was just dancing like, yeah.
When she showed me the video, I was like, oh, they playing Dust in the Wind.
And then they were playing Dust in the Wind. There was
like, oh, they vibing.
I kind of want to see this video.
No, it's
video.
I kind of want to fly this flute player out to him to release. He sounds kind of sick.
It was. You think you can play some songs?
You can't make this shit up. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all.
Yeah.
I have a video, so we can clip it. We can clip it. I see multiple. Okay. Every time I go in, I see somebody getting escorted out for stealing. So that's very normal.
Oh, the one guy you were telling me.
Yes. So I see people get. So a guy came in with an Iron mask on, Iron Man mask on. Stealing. He got pissed because he got caught stealing. So he was like, "You are not cut from my heritage."
I was like, "That's not very Tony Stark of him to be stealing."
It's a lot, and mind you, I'm in there like. And the guy that works there was like, oh, you think this is weird? This happens all the time. And I was like, so then I found out later, everyone calls it Dangerous Way instead of Safeway. That's the actual nickname for the store. I did not know this. And mind you, the Pearl is not a bad neighborhood. It's a nice area, but it just is a lot of drugs and it's a lot of just like weird shit because that's Portland. But see a lot of weird shit in Portland a lot. It's very normal to see weird things. And
How long you been there?
a month and a half, maybe.
Oh, it's gonna get a lot weirder.
You were like a week before we went to ComplexCon.
Yeah.
Literally.
Have either of you been to Portland before?
I've driven.
I'm trying to get them to come up there.
Portland,
I'm
but
waiting
I've
for
never
my
been.
invite.
And I was a kid. My family, we were vacationing
You'll
on our
be
way
there
up to
soon.
Washington, but I want to go to Portland very bad.
Yeah,
You'll
me
be
too
there
now.
soon.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they're gonna have to definitely host
Honestly, I don't
us.
mind now taking the flight to Portland because I'm tired.
not
I'm
bad.
tired of
You-
these
it's not bad.
4-hour,
Yeah,
5-hour.
she needs a little hour-long flight.
I'm tired of going to Florida.
It's like an hour and
tired of
45. It's nothing.
See,
you been
I
to,
think
like,
I can do that now.
Adidas's campus or
I've been to Adidas campus
Nike's
once.
campus?
So I've been to Nike's campus like probably 10 times.
Damn, you've been there more than me.
Oh yeah, they've well I.
fine,
You know I
yeah.
fuck
Well,
with
she
Nike.
was in a collective.
I was in a
with Jordan.
collective.
Not Jordan.
I was in the
Neighborhood.
Nike neighborhood collective, and then I did a game show with the sneakers app. Like I've worked for talent with Nike for I don't know, at least since 2020, I would say.
Yeah, I feel like
I had a billboard downtown LA across from the
Nike.
Staples.
Damn,
Yeah.
a billboard.
Say
Yeah, I had a whole
Did you
billboard.
take a pic with me?
I know.
This is our famous one right now, though. She was just in a Jordan campaign. Janelle just got off a Jordan campaign.
That's right.
Yeah.
It didn't leak when these episodes, the other
No,
episodes dropped.
just because
Yeah.
they did the Velvet Breads and then they did the
Yes.
Legend Blues too.
Yeah.
So the Legend
Janelle's
Blue
in
campaign
national?
stuff.
She's in
finally
a
came out.
national campaign.
Shout out to the
Girls,
Geo
y'all are
squad.
killing it right now.
Oh, thank you.
Elaina.
Thank you.
We also had our stock action.
Oh yeah, we just dropped the stock ad.
Make sure you
We do have a lot to catch up on.
check it out on YouTube. No, we've been
Yeah,
telling
I
people
know.
we have a lot of good stuff like cooking up. We've been working our asses off. Yeah, so like a lot of guests to come. We're so happy to have you on.
Man.
And, let's just take it into the next thing. Let the people know who you are, what you do, where you come from.
So I'm Philip Lipshutz, from Cincinnati, Ohio / Covington, Kentucky / Latonia, Kentucky.
What up, Kentucky?
Yep, Kentucky's back in the house.
Again.
Right? You are our second white person on the podcast.
Second
now.
white boy.
From Kentucky.
Oh, Fran.
No, we had Fran, then Warren, then
okay.
so three.
Three.
Three stripes.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
That's
Stripes.
nice.
Third time's a charm.
Third time is a charm.
So yeah, what else did you ask?
What do you do?
Yeah, like what is it that you do? Because he has a brand and
Yes.
a store.
And a store.
I eat candy, get cavities, and gain weight.
True.
Lose hair, and get
What's
older.
your sign?
That I don't know.
When's your birthday?
Hey.
March 8th.
You're a Pisces.
You're a Pisces.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Pisces. We get along pretty well.
Is that like a rodent, like a squirrel or something?
It's
A fish.
You're a water sign.
Fishy. Yeah, so Unheardof's been going on 17 years.
Wow.
I started in skateboarding at 15, working at a skateboard shop, AAA skate shop in Florence, Kentucky.
Okay.
And then
Florence,
basically at 16, I kind of like took over and helped run the store and manage the store. We opened a second location in downtown Covington.
Nice.
And pretty much was skipping school, running the store, skating all the time, and then eventually moved over to Anonymous Skate Shop in Western Hills, Cincinnati, and ran Anonymous for a long time, and then opened Unheard of in 2008.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
It's been a
2008.
while.
How was that transition?
Yeah. What was like
From like working at a skate shop to like
Opening
your own.
I really didn't have a choice.
Oh, okay.
So like in skateboarding, like when I first started skateboarding, I immediately started making t-shirts. There were like 6 of us. We had a little crew, and our first like name was called Monkey Business.
Cute.
And we actually found out that Rodney Mullins and Day One Song started a wax company called Monkey Poo. And I think the parent company, like the distribution, was called Monkey Business. So
That makes a lot of
sense. Like change
Conflict
the
of
name.
interest. Yeah.
So we had this idea to call it Crippled Skateboards. And my stepmama at the time was like, no. That's terrible.
I was like,
That is so offensive.
sound like Shamar.
So it went from Crippled Skateboards to Primitive Fabrics, which was something me and my mom came up with when we went out to her mother's farm, my grandma's farm. And there was a tree at the top of the hill. And I told her I just wanted to come up with something that was really like organic and unique. And I don't know how I said it, but I just said like, something like early stages of development. Kind of like how clothes are made, and she was like, "Oh, I'll call it Primitive."
Yeah.
So it was called Primitive. There is a skateboard company called Primitive.
Yeah, out here.
And it's funny, like one of the first ASR trips I was with, actually with P-Rod, and I told him, "Hey, when I was 15 years old, I had a company called Primitive."
That's crazy.
And
Come on the pod.
This is before they opened their sneaker store.
Yeah.
And he was like, kind of like, I was like, no, it's cool. I got another store called Unheardof now. Like, this is just something that I did as a kid.
I gave you that.
No, it's not like, but it was just weird and funny. But so started working in a screen print shop, making T-shirts, selling, my own kind of like brand at the skate park, and just kind of blew up in skateboarding in the local like Cincinnati area. I started skating with like some older heads that then like took me around to like bigger and better skate parks on skate trips. Then I started getting like Flow. I wasn't like officially sponsored.
Yeah.
But they would send me like box of clothes and shoes.
That's dope.
And just really started building relationships. So the reason Unheardof opened is I came out here for a trip and I thought about like wanting to go amateur. My best friend had just turned pro.
Okay.
And I was at the very first Nike SB trade show.
Oh,
nice.
ASR.
It was at Padre Stadium.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was 2005, I believe.
Okay.
So Anonymous was one of the original Nike SB retailers.
Okay.
And then at that time I was skating pretty good. I was doing really well. And I came out here at ASR, and I believe I was 18, 19, because I knew I couldn't get into the club. I like had to sneak in. And I had this like mental breakdown because Al just went pro, and the team manager was Alien Workshop's team manager. So like Rob Dyrdek, Jason Dill, like all these like super iconic skateboarders were skating for this brand. And he's like, just keep in mind that you're probably never going to be a pro skateboarder or amateur skateboarder, but you should probably figure it out because like the clock's ticking. And I was skating with all these kids at that time that were like already grinding like 20 stair handrails. And we're like in Cincinnati, we were ledge skaters and like spot skaters. So it was totally different skating. Like you think Tony Hawk, it's like a bowl, a half pipe, stuff like that. LA was like all handrails.
Yeah, there's a lot of buildings, there's a lot of stairs out here.
Yeah, it's
and
different.
Like where we come from, it's all like ledge skating. So like I
never thought about that.
Grind a ledge, do a crook grind for like 12 feet, and you're all steezy and pop out, and that's like, whoa, that was sick. But here it's like switch tray flip into the crook, nollie tray flip out, or fakie tray flip out, and it's like, whoa, that was how the hell did I just do that? That's a wizard. So. Skateboarding out here, whole different level.
It's another culture. Yeah,
and,
it is.
How far did you make it in, like, did you ever get close to, like, pro? Because, I mean, you obviously were very good.
No, I was pretty damn good. I just was like that kid at the skate park that could skate with all the pros.
Yeah.
And bro down with the pros and, like, and then, like, be really cool with all the kids. But I was just what's called flow. So, like, when LRG was really hot, I had, like, boxes and boxes of LRG stuff sent to me.
Oh, that's dope.
I did wear testing for Nike SB a couple of times. I got tons of, like, samples from, like, DC and Lakai. So just a lot of, like, sample stuff to do, like, feedback on if, like, the shoe was good or shoe was bad.
I used to wear the Kais back in the day.
I was
Yes.
I was an Etnies girl.
Yeah, I was
An
definitely
Etnies
Etnies,
girl?
but I remember when like Lakai came on the market and like I had like a few pairs of those like back in the
Nice.
day. Even though I never skated, I was in the skate little world.
Yeah.
So
Right.
hard, like
That's crazy.
yeah.
So yeah, I was out here at ASR and I had this like full like meltdown at this Nike SB party. And this like older gentleman came over and put his arm around me. He was like, "What's wrong? What's going on?"
Oh, that was sweet.
And I was like, "Man, I'm just freaking out. My best friend's literally in commercials. He's gonna be the next big name in skateboarding." And like the TM just told me like, "You're gonna be stuck in flow. You probably should like really figure it out and this and that." And I think like once I started talking about it, I wasn't really like crying. I think I just was like shaking a little bit.
You were trying to
That's really mean
process.
to, like, I know it's like
How old were you?
yeah.
then?
He's
I was like 18 or 19.
yeah, you're a baby.
But like
Yeah.
18 and 19,
I feel
I
like
looked
for
like I
someone
was
to
12.
like crush your
Yeah.
dreams is like really, even if like you know the chances of like you know you may not
still
go pro to be
young.
like, bro, you need to figure something else out. Like that's
Yeah,
fucked
that's still
up.
you're
It is
still
kinda
very
fucked
young.
I don't think it was like he was crushing my dreams.
He was trying
I-
to help you think?
Well, it was me realizing like, damn, my dad was right. Like I'm wasting my time.
My dad
Honestly, no, because look at what has came out of it because of all of your experience within the skating world and the shop and the brand that you created and what you've even brought to Adidas and like changed up a whole silhouette to become more of a skater.
And that's hindsight, though.
Yeah.
You're definitely not
Oh,
thinking about that when
absolutely
you're
not. At 18.
at 18. Yeah.
yeah, I would not. I would.
Well, the gentleman that like calmed me down and told me like, hey, you know, like there's guys in skateboarding that are becoming reps and like have clothing
Yep,
brands.
that's very true.
And do all, was Sandy Bodecker. And that's
Oh,
the first-
I have a story. But I told y'all. I told you
told us,
that.
you
Yeah.
told us.
That is
Yeah.
so awesome. Like,
That's
what a fucking story.
wild.
Yeah, and like up until he passed, we stayed in contact. We emailed back and
Really?
forth. And what was really cool is like right before he passed, he made a post like, "Phil, thanks for the t-shirts." Like I sent him some t-shirts and a couple boards.
Yeah,
and
that's really dope.
he like remembered to like that day and was like, "Hey, stay in because at that time, Alien Workshop was like the top brand.
Yeah.
The team manager Tony Heights, who like took me under his wing, did a shoe for Nike SB, like the team manager series. So I was kind of rubbing elbows with some of the best. Like we went to dinner with Deerdeck and Barra and Josh Kalis and stuff. So like I was rolling with like the best pros at the time. But he just saw that like I had this like panic attack or whatever it was.
That's crazy.
And just kind of like pepped me up because like all the pros, you know, P-Rod and all these other guys at this Nike party were just like over here having chaos, having a great time. And I was just like in this corner like shivering. So
Damn.
yeah, it was pretty tight. I've always had a really awesome relationship with Nike SB. Still to this day, a lot of great guys over there. A lot of great guys have moved on, but yeah, I kind of was like one of the first SB doors,
Yeah, that's
SB
awesome.
kids.
That's dope.
At the time when you were skating and in your teenage years, what was your favorite shoe to skate in? Was it?
Whatever was free.
Yeah, okay.
I hear that from all skaters.
lot of
all
skaters,
skaters
yeah.
pretty much say that.
Okay.
They really
I love
be
that.
on that. Yeah.
I love
They
that.
don't care. They get fucked up anyway.
But I'll
Yeah.
I'll stick up for every brand. Like in skateboarding's pretty like full of haters.
Yeah.
And
Very much.
And when I was skating, there were like the skate crew had like 9 different skaters. Now you look at skateboarding like, and they all look the same.
Yeah.
Right? They all are supposed to have the same look, skate the same way, drink the same beer, whatever it is. Let's DC, the Manteca, great shoe. Kayla's shoe was awesome. The DC Lynx. So those are like 3 iconic shoes
right.
of that time. Let's see, Ronnie Krieger's shoe was amazing. The Excel gum bottom, like the number 1 like gum bottom shoe of all time is
Love a
the
gum
S
bottom.
Excel. Lakai, Howard 1, Howard 2.
I mean, Osiris.
Mike
I feel
Carroll.
like everyone, those chunky ass Osiris.
No, yeah, the
back in
Osiris
the
was
day.
a huge thing.
So that's where things got
The
weird
jerky.
in skateboarding.
Yeah. And
That's
I had him. I'm not gonna lie. I had was it the Osiris backpack with the speakers too?
Oh,
That was a Peter Smollick bag, and
Yeah,
I did
I
a
had
demo
that
with
back
Peter
there.
Smollick in Cincinnati
Really?
once.
I had did they had another like DVS backpack with like the little seat in the back? I had all the skateboarding backpacks
in
and
the
never had a skateboard. I'm telling you, I was in the skate shit. Like I was really I love that shit.
Man.
Couldn't skateboard to save my life.
Man,
but
same. Because I
loved that shit.
let me tell y'all, I was a poser because
Me too.
I would go to the skate park trying to be cool, busting my ass. I remember I chipped my tooth once, and that's when I was like, I'm done with this shit. But like,
I bruised my tailbone and I was done.
bitch, I listened to one Lupe mixtape and thought I was a motherfucking skater. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Kick, push, coast, kick, push, eat shit.
What's that one trend on TikTok? I remember when I lost my mind. Like I could do that because like there was a boy that I liked who was like super into skating. Like
I loved all the white boys back in the day.
And I was just like, I have to get his attention. So like, granted, we already aligned on like music, which you know a lot of skaters are like as far as like what we like. Kind of already aligned to their taste. So like I was already there, but then when I had seen that like he was always at the skate park, I was like,
fucking Henny.
I'm gonna try this.
and I remember I had a photo shoot. I like found some photographer. He like asked to take some pictures of me. This is back when model mayhem was a thing back in the day.
Yeah, model mayhem.
And like all those photographers would always be on there like trying to get girls to take pictures.
Yep.
So I was like, I want to do a skateboarding themed picture. And he was like, okay. So like I bought this skateboard from like PacSun, like embarrassing, and fucking like some like checkered board Vans, and it was like acting like I was skating in the pictures. It was really embarrassing. It was very embarrassing.
So funny.
But yeah, I tried, y'all, but them niggas at the skate park was making fun of me too. They was like, you can't fucking skate.
Yeah, we didn't have
It
a
was-
skate park
it was
where I
hilarious.
at.
We had a skate park. My brother tried to skateboard.
The skate park in Lexington?
Yes. And Woodland Park. Yeah.
It's the size of this living room.
Yeah, it really is.
Henny stuck out like a sore thumb.
I was out there embarrassing myself.
God.
It was pretty bad.
If you lived in the area and seen Skater Henny, please send us photos.
pictures.
So when I was at AAA, we were down there all the time.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we did our what demo was it? A-Team? Yeah, we did an A-Team demo.
Oh, man.
No, arcade skateboards.
Oh, okay.
And then Louisville, I was there when Louisville opened their first outdoor skate park.
Oh yeah, they have a nice one.
But that was like the largest outdoor skate park, like definitely in the country, but I think in the world at one time.
Wow, that's crazy. They have some really crazy skate parks in Portland too, y'all. Like they're like under bypasses and shit. They're so fucking cool. Like there's a lot of cool stuff. Burnside, yep. But they got some really cool shit out there. That ass.
Well then, how did Unheard of come to be?
So basically, I didn't hang up skateboarding. I still skated till like, I don't know, 28 or something. But I left AAA. We went over to Anonymous. AAA opened in 96. Anonymous opened in 99. So I want to say in 2002, I went to Anonymous. No, 2003. Went to Anonymous, started running Anonymous. And just really kind of took over and was the face of Anonymous and like really grew Anonymous Skate Shop and really put it on the map. We started selling our own brand. And at that time, when we go to Nike meetings, it was like Supreme, FTC, Anonymous, Uprise, Premier. So like pretty much the most influential skate shops of all time. And I just kept grinding with Nike and doing all these things with Nike at Anonymous. And I've always wanted to have like Air Maxes on the wall. And I started talking to some people at Nike about it and the idea and the concept. And they were just like, you probably need to start a separate door because they didn't really want to have both brands under one roof at that time.
My had things have changed.
Yeah, so well, it's still like a big red flag if like skateboarding's on the wall and you want to have Jordans or whatever.
It's only a few stores that get away with it. You're right. It's only a couple stores.
So then I started talking to Nick and brother Chris, the founders of Anonymous, like, hey, I really need to like pivot and put something downtown, I've always wanted this like store that really focus it only on its brand and have lifestyle and skateboarding and graffiti and all this stuff under one umbrella. And at that time, I think Nick had like just got hired for a new role at GE Aerospace and stuff like that. So they were kind of like moving on from skateboarding, and it was like this weird limbo. So I started Unheard Of to be the little sister of Anonymous, and you know, everything I technically kind of like do as an Easter egg is in honor of my little sister, Erica.
That's sweet.
So it was kind of like just keeping, you know, all in the family is what I always say.
Right.
Like, so just trying to keep everything like under that identity that we started in Cincinnati. So that's basically how the birth of Unheard Of came up, is just wanting to grow and challenge myself to do more clothing and bring in more brands. Because at that time, the brothers weren't really into carrying like New Balance runners or DC Life, or like we had Gourmet at the time, and like the New Balance shoes we brought in from Made in Japan were $200 in 2008.
Yeah, people at
That's
that
a
time
lot of
is
money.
like, whoa.
Yeah, so I was just wanting to do something new, something unheard of for Cincinnati, because Cincinnati didn't have any real like sneaker stores. We had Devereaux's.
Devereaux's, that's what I used to go up there to get Jordans.
Yeah, so Devereaux's was like a whole different type of store.
It's like more city specialty.
Yeah,
it feels like
and,
vibes. Yeah.
They definitely like paved the way for chain retailers, and were a big thing in Cincinnati. But at Anonymous, I just kept seeing so many different demographics of people coming in our door to buy skateboarding shoes, to buy like we carry Crooks and Castles, the hundreds, Rogue Status. Like I did a collab with Rogue Status when Rogue Status first started. We carried Crew Pants, so Terry Kennedy's line. Supra, like
10 deep.
So no, I didn't carry 10 deep.
I was gonna say, that lives in that space.
I kind of got into it with 10 deep when they first started.
Okay.
And we never carried them.
Period.
I used to love 10 D.
But yeah, it was like this.
I used to want to go take that picture in front of that shit.
Like skate, and we just wanted to be something different. But the main real focus for Unheard Of was to grow the Unheard Of brand, to do like cut and sew and collaborations, and like, I don't know if you noticed, but over the years we've always done like art prints and print releases, like Andy Warhol and Keith Haring and stuff.
Nice.
Okay.
So it was really to grow like more in the art world and more in the clothing world and stuff like that as well.
Where did the name like come from?
So Anonymous is the name of the skate shop, and I just wanted Unheard Of to play off of Anonymous, like the little sister.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Literally
It
unheard
relates.
of.
So like at that time, like I said, Anonymous was like a big deal in the skate scene. And even to this day, like even the OGs that run skateboarding, you know, like, or work in high fashion, they always talk about like Anonymous Skate Shop and the Cincinnati skate scene and all the videos that like Fat Nick made. They're making a documentary about him right now because he started Scribble Jam.
Oh, okay.
And it's technically where Eminem got discovered.
Oh.
So it was like the largest breakdancing, beatboxing, graffiti festival and MC battle.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So 8 Mile, the end of 8 Mile is really about Scribble Jam in Cincinnati.
Oh.
So like to work there was like, oh fuck, I made it. Like
that's a big deal.
I almost felt like I was bigger than a pro because I was like running this like
honestly,
really dope
sometimes like
shop.
the behind the scenes in that sense like really is bigger because you're putting the pros on to be honest.
And Anonymous had every pro. Like we had
Nice.
Jamie Thomas. Like the only one that like didn't come through is Tony Hawk and Chad Muska.
Right.
But like Jason Dill and Rob Deerdeck and the whole Pop War team. Like we literally had every pro.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is really cool.
I heard you talk about Unheard Of as an upscale skateboarding shop. Do you still feel like that?
I just like to call it a lifestyle shop.
Yeah.
It's just an Unheard Of shop. It's a little bit. I mean, we do have foam posits and like Nike Dunks, and we had Lakai, not no more. And Vans. It's kind of an identity of like who I am and what I grew up in. And like Cincinnati's scene is just so raw, like skating through Cincinnati and skating through the hood, like, and then like the hood coming to the skate shop and being like, yo, y'all are fire. Like, I've been told so many times, like, I fuck with you, white dude. Like,
Because Cincinnati is very black. Yeah. It's very black. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
That is
because I know neither one of y'all been there, but it's like it's one of them cities. Yeah. But future. We're all gonna.
I hope so. Yeah. Hope so. Real
How
soon.
far is that flight?
It was only like 5 hours.
She's sick of these long flights.
If we
Portland first,
but if we go to Cincinnati, we're definitely going to Kentucky. I just want y'all to know that we're 100% going to Kentucky.
We're going on a trip. We're going on a road trip. Apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, so
oh my god, a sneaky leak road trip.
Oh, that's crazy.
A big pink bus.
We're pitching this to MTV too, right? Right now.
Oh my god,
right
us three on the bus with Coco and Fritz.
Oh my god. Our bus would be a mess, bro. Oh my god, we would be like wine bottles,
an RV.
Wigs.
Yeah.
It'd be all types of shit.
I don't want like a little Sprinter van.
No.
No, I ain't gonna take no goddamn Sprinter van.
A cute RV.
We need like a bus.
Oh my god.
We need a tour bus.
That'd be hilarious. Okay, so we went from anonymous, you open Unheard of, you've done all these great things. So how has the Adidas partnership come out of all of that? Like, where did this even like fruition? Like, how did this come about?
So, kind of funny story. When Unheard of first opened, I immediately hit up a designer at Adidas and was like, hey, I want to have an Adidas shoe for the opening of Unheard of. And he's like, yeah, I bet you do. And his name's Danny Kinley. He designed the Boostnit shoe, which at that time was like one of the number one selling skateboarding shoes.
Damn.
And I was like, come on, man. Like, you're from Ohio. Like,
I bet you do.
We got to look out for each other.
That's
so
funny.
we actually, like, we're going to get 100 pairs of a Pro Model High with, like, our logo.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Then it turned out to be like 50 pairs. Then it was 25 pairs.
Oh my God.
I got one pair. And like low key, I've been so salty about it all these years.
Damn.
17 years later, I'd be salty too.
Well, no, I forgot about the shoe because our original logo had like a crown and the city in it, and we don't really use that logo anymore.
Okay.
And that's like lasered engraved on the shoe, and like it was supposed to be like a design, and then it was like just a lasered engraved shoe. So I put it away for the longest time, and I actually found it not too long ago. So now it's on display. I guess I should maybe post a photo of it someday.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
But it's terrible. But
That's called growth.
yeah,
evolution.
When we opened Unheard of, we immediately opened up with Adidas Originals. We brought in all kinds of crazy stuff like Star Wars and Jeremy Scott and everything before it started.
That's our
so
shit.
we've just been great partners since day one. And then right after COVID, Adidas was starting like a new project, and they really wanted to get into the communities and really have storytelling and have meaningful shoes. And my rep, Greg, has been there for 20 years, and this dude, Tony Holmes, he's been there like for 40 years, and they were like, hey, we know one guy that like will really go all in and put his blood, sweat, and tears on a project and tell a meaningful story. So when they came to me and were like, one, would you work with us? And two, like, what would you do? I immediately had a design within the next day.
Damn.
Are you
Nice.
It was Erica's poem. Yeah, like I did the whole design, the whole mock-up, the whole campaign, the rollout, the advertising, the inspo, what it meant.
Your sister already passed?
So my sister passed in 2004.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When she was 16, and I was like 22 or something.
Okay.
No, I know it was before that. I was like, I must have been 19 or 20.
Okay.
I was actually working at Foot Action for like
Oh, wow.
Okay.
6 months.
Okay.
And like my mom called the store and was like hallucinating, and they wouldn't like let me talk to her. And that's like a whole nother story, rabbit hole that I don't really want to go down into, because there's a lot of like salty blood with some people in Cincinnati about that day.
Okay.
And like some situations that happen, and there's still this like weird tension and beef in Cincinnati. But anyways,
Back to the shoe.
Yeah.
they just were like, hey, what would you do, and like what kind of like concepts and this and that. And I immediately was like, I got to do this shoe to honor Erica. But most importantly, like I really wanted to honor her friends that she grew up with, because they never had closure. so Erica died by suicide at 16, and it kind of just leveled our small community in Latonia of Covington. And there's just a lot of girls that never had closure. And obviously I never had closure either, but I just knew during COVID and like how many kids in that area just like
felt alone and stuff.
Feel alone. And mental health is a huge thing, and suicide prevention is a huge thing. And also know what it's like to like go to school and get like made fun of for 6 years because you've never had Jordans or your clothes smell like cat piss and stuff like that. So the first chapter was Erica, and I just really wanted to like, you know, no one knew she was a poet. I never knew she was a poet until after she passed. So her art was never like seen or read, and I really wanted to highlight her, but to like give these girls that grew up with her closure and hope too. Like, hey, it's okay to move forward. Let's honor her and just keep moving forward and remember the good times. But you know, it was not the success for a lot of people of like the shoe because it's a rivalry and everybody called it a forum and people have opinions and people are hating on it. But as a designer and as like someone who creates art, like just to tell, like if there are any kids out here watching this, one, if you're going through some struggles or you are a struggling artist, like don't listen to all the haters that say like your art's whack or your shoe sucks or it's a brick, because like I didn't make it for those kids. I literally made it for a community of girls that look like Erica and felt like Erica and just struggle like Erica, to be like, hey, like brighten up your day. Let's have some fun color and let's like remember the good stuff. So there's a lot of like symbolic meaning. And
you said it was based off of her favorite album.
Yeah, so now that like the shoe's out and sold out and is reselling for crazy money.
Are they really?
It is basically mocked up just like No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom. That was her favorite band.
Nice.
And I just always remember her, like she always stole my music.
Oh yeah.
Like I said,
Little sisters do that.
I kind of like got free skate stuff at the age of 15, so I started getting boxes of clothes and stuff sent to me. And we grew up like mega poor and like worse than Kenny on South Park. It was like bad. So her like first thing that she ever did on her own was like buy Tragic Kingdom.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Because she stole all my burnt CDs. So that was like all her. She had her and her friend Katie and Robin. They were No Doubt girls, and like No Doubt's like brother struggled with suicide. And like the whole like. So
wasn't the first one of the guys that was in the band prior? He had died from suicide. Before there used to be a black member that had also passed away from suicide.
Oh, when they were a ska band.
Well, when they were So there was a black guy, and he ended up unfortunately dying from suicide. But it's funny that all kind of connects. That's a little weird. It's coincidental, but that's a really beautiful story, though. Not to cut you off, but that when he said that, it like. It brought back that memory. I was like, oh shit.
I love that you mentioned that you created it to give closure to not only her friends and the girls in that community. I think because at the time you saying early 2000s, you know, suicide and mental health was very taboo and not even talked about at all. Time. So I think, you know, something like that, you don't even really consider that, you know, they probably never got that closure. And I think that's really beautiful that you know, you did that for them and your sister. And I seen Complex, when they wrote an article about it, they said it was a eulogy in sneaker form. And I think that was like very beautiful and well said. And I don't think we oftentimes in sneakers can consider that, you know, it's like walking art on our feet, and dedicating that to somebody who took their own life is actually, it's a very beautiful thing, oddly enough. And I love everything about the shoe. I was really, I'm not even gonna lie, like I knew about Grandma's Couch. I was unaware of this until we had been talking about you coming on, and they had said that, and I was like, oh my
I think
God.
he mentioned it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I had no idea this was even like a
This
thing. Like
the Grandma's Couch was the first shoe that introduced me to you as well.
Yeah,
same.
Yeah.
So
I get that a lot. Thanks, Grandma.
yeah.
I mean, it just did so well. Yeah.
But I think, finding out everything about the shoe thereafter, and I mean, the colors are amazing, the materials.
I heard you
Yeah,
went through
beautiful.
like 6 different samples.
Yeah, you
of
went through a bunch
them?
of samples. One of
Yeah,
the
so-
What was wrong with the other ones?
So when I first started working with Adidas, Tony Holmes and Greg were like, "Hey, here's like 4 shoes you can choose," and I was like, "Damn!" So like, no Campus, no like Gazelle Indoor, and they're like, "No, that's Germany. They have to decide that you're not allowed to work on that." And I was like, "Well, what about a rivalry? Like, I would really like to do a rivalry." And they were like, "No one like rivalry.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What about
Why?
a forum?" I was like, "No, I really would rather do rivalry because like I want to rival the game. I want to rival another brand. I want to rival everybody. I have like so much chip on my shoulder, and I like I had an SB Dunk. I had 2 of them in 2015.
Really?
I did not know
Are
that.
you serious?
Oh, y'all didn't do your homework?
I not
we
this
did.
part.
We were doing a lot of it, but
See,
that
'cause
didn't
I
come
was trying to go back
up.
and really like do research on that, and I didn't really see. No way. Okay.
Speak on
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Not to interrupt Erica's story in the shoe, but yes, I want to hear about that.
Nike SB 1990 World Series pack. The Nasty Boy and the Bash Brother.
Shit, that
Dunk
was
on,
you?
dunk out. Yeah, and I got cease and desist by Major League Baseball.
Really?
I remember those.
I got cease and desist by Nike. And I didn't talk about it for a long time because it was like that fear of like, like I
Getting
pitched.
blackballed and
Well,
stuff?
yeah, because I wasn't gonna say that, but I actually pitched Grandma's couch to SB because like when I did the dunk, it was a time when like the dunk was dead,
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
around that time, this is so crazy. Around that time, though, I remember like
I was
dunks,
about to they
low-key
came like
dunks were
hard in like
like dead
2017.
in that sense. It's so funny when I tell people I think it was 2015. I purchased my Stussy
The back part's my favorite. I love the back part. Them shits is,
Well,
yeah.
those are so that one's I did over COVID. So
Okay.
so that one's with Sabotage. Shout out to my boy Mr. Sabotage.
Oh, it's a bespoke.
Yeah, so it's a one-on-one.
Wait a minute,
yeah.
was it Nigel on the bespoke shit too?
Let me see.
That's all during this era. Remember he did some shit during that era too.
No, J-Tips did.
Yeah.
Oh,
J
no,
Chips.
never mind.
J Chips had the beast.
He
Nigel
went-
did the
he-
other shit.
I think he went to something
Okay.
with Frank. He mentioned he was
no,
going
I don't know where that
around
came up. That's
fabrics
weird.
fabrics for
Anyways, I wrote an
something.
article
Okay.
I don't
about
think he went
the
to.
top 10
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe he
SB
did, but I
packages
don't
of
know.
all time.
I remember these
Yeah.
heavily.
I don't. That's crazy.
Okay.
My friend wore them to
Unheard of
work
SB?
when at SNS. He wore them one day, and I was like, "What you know about that?" But look at me. I don't know either because I had no idea that it was attached to him. Yep.
Oh,
And then
that's
like the special
nice.
packaging were baseball card boxes. But anyway, so I did all that, got canceled, blah, blah, blah. So we did some clothing stuff too that was pretty sick. That was on Hypebeast and stuff. So when they were like, what do you want to do? And what do you want to tell?
So-
Oh,
I
I've
do
seen
remember
that
these.
one.
I've seen both of these,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
These ones are a little bit more rare though compared to the other ones, right?
Because I've
Yeah.
seen- I
the
feel like
Nasty
I've
Boys
seen-
were way more rare.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I've seen
I feel like I've seen more people
green
with those
ones.
though, with the red ones.
Wow.
Maybe because they're more on demand. I don't know.
That's
But the green pair, I feel like I don't see.
So that
as
means there's
often.
not that many pairs.
Well, they got cease and desist.
Yeah.
So some
Yeah,
shops
so that also
sold
makes
them
them-
and some shops didn't. I personally had 250 pairs in each special box.
Damn.
And they were made like baseball card boxes.
That's dope.
Dang.
I had
I'm gonna
these
look
like
these up
in
on
my
Spotify.
eBay cart, like in 2020, because I had found them in my size in a 5, and I was like, I'm gonna get these when I get some extra money. And then
And they
when-
dropped in 2020? Or
No, that was
almost.
2015.
yeah, but I had found a pair in my size.
They're like way more on eBay.
Oh, I
because of the
believe it.
special
Because
box.
look at the size.
Oh,
11.
that's wild.
But those
This
are
is
just
just-
regular
yeah,
boxes.
the
The special
special
box is
box.
crazy.
Look it up
But
on
you
eBay.
could just go to Complex and type in it. But so I did the Adidas shoe, and basically I wanted to use the rival to like rival a lot of stuff. But the rivalry was a shoe I bought. So when I started getting free shoes to skate in and stuff, I started getting stuff that I couldn't skate in. So I would hand it out to like, there would be like 30 kids that would show up to my mom's house or at the skate park to like skate with me. And like, because I always brought like pros around and stuff.
Funny, yeah.
So I was like the local pro that wasn't pro,
Right.
but would have like 30 pairs of shoes to hand out.
That's dope.
So I started giving away like the DCs or the Lacai's.
Oh, I've seen that box.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's wild.
So I started to go to, there was an Asian store called Chong's in downtown Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And I started buying random like Adidas shoes. And one of them that I kept landing on over and over were like all white rivalries.
Okay.
I would Sharpie like the stripes and stuff.
Oh, cool. That's dope.
That's smart.
And I tried to always skate in non-skate shoes at that time to really stand out, because like my tricks weren't as good as like my best friend's tricks, but I try to have a better style than him all the time. Like he was the black dude, but I wore the fitted first, you know, or I skated in the rivalries or like the Vandal first. So it was this pretty cool little like back and forth. And
that shit's so fucking
I just remember buying the rivalries for like $20, $30,
man,
and just kind of customizing myself before like it was like a real thing. So that's why I really wanted to do the rivalry.
You already had the vision.
Well, I already had chapter 2 and 3 and 4. And
you
had a vision.
I don't know if I read it or I seen it in the other interview you did. You said you used to like draw shoes all the time when you were younger. Like,
yeah, so I mean, if you Google my last name, you'll probably see my dad and everything. Like, he's accomplished in life and he's amazing. And, you know, I love my dad and I love my mom, but I grew up single mom. They separated at you know, before birth, all whatever. I never had like the Jordans. We had a store called Value City growing up, and they had like a back wall of like returns, you know, that were like worn and stuff. And we would get one pair of shoes a year. So my earliest pair I remember are like LA Gears.
Yeah. Okay, when I was little at Payless, I used to call them alligators.
Yeah, but like when I got LA Gears as a kid, we got like made fun of all the time. Because already in like 3rd grade, 2nd grade, kids were already decked out in Jordans.
Yeah, that's very true.
And, you know, Dion's and Iversons. Like when Iversons came out, it was crazy. And so it was like LA Gears, and then like I started getting like random Adidas shoes because they were $20 or like $15. So I eventually did get a pair of Jordans. I know I said in an interview my mom never bought me a pair of Jordans, but I do remember now in 6th grade, she opened up a Macy's credit card and like maxed it out and brought home a pair of Jordan 12s.
Oh, wow.
And actually went to court over it because she didn't pay the bill and like got arrested.
Over a Macy's?
But you got them 12.
Oh my god!
And that's so crazy because think about a Macy's selling a Jordan 12. You don't see that shit no more.
Because it was it was kids. I think. Well, Macy's in Ohio and Cincinnati, North Kentucky was big, like McAlpin's and Dillard's, which is now like Nordstrom's and Saks.
I'm trying to remember, like if I remember when like Finish Line got integrated into Dillard's, but like I don't ever like.
Well, it's in Macy's now.
Well, yeah. It was not. Yeah, it was in Macy's. I'm sorry, but to your point, like, because since we grew up kind of in the like same region, at least we had a lot of the same shit. But
it was the Florence Mall had it.
Okay,
and I'm pretty sure I had a small foot, so I definitely wore kids size at that time. So maybe it was.
It's a little different than you're right with like kid shoes.
But I just remember like 5th grade, everybody wearing the 11s, and I'm wearing, an Adi Oswego or something I got for $20 and a campus, and it was like,
kids are mean.
Those are the poor kids.
Kids were mean.
So, I just kind of really wanted to rival this whole like
I love it
thing of like what kids go through in school, because like now they're like super smart. Now they're like, oh, you don't have the Louis backpack,
right? Oh my god,
no,
so bougie. They are so bougie now.
Yeah.
Them kids,
you got the iPhone 14.
God.
Like I got the 32.
Yeah, no,
like what?
Okay, wait. So then, how do we get to the grandma's couch?
So yeah, I did
here?
Erica's shoe, and it like before it even sold out, I already submitted like, hey, here's what I want to do for chapter 2. But the reason why to go back to your question, the reason why this thing went through 6 samples, like the rivalry has never been elevated materials.
Yes.
Like premium hairy suede skate shoe, tumbled leather. I took that from like a DVS runner shoe that Hoover made for Huff back in the day. The oval laces, like we padded the tongue, we padded the ankle collar.
It
That's why
definitely
it feels
looks like a
an-
skater
an
shoe.
No, it
like,
does.
Everything's padded.
It looks like a skater
rivalry's-
shoe.
Is it a basketball shoe originally? Or?
Yeah, it was
Okay,
a basketball
so-
shoe.
Yeah, so I love, like, you can tell, like, it gives a skater feel.
Yeah,
It does.
You can
Everything.
see. You can
Well, I
see the
fattened it
question.
up a little bit. Not like Campus 2000s
yeah.
or like
Yeah,
D3s,
yeah.
but I fattened it up to enough that, like, in
little
my
fluff.
opinion, is the right fluff, you know?
Absolutely.
COVID weight. And
Nice.
Absolutely.
Freshman 15.
because of the factory that made the rivalry never used those materials, they kept sending it back in like super crappy synthetic stuff. And I just remember, you know, and I wasn't the first account that these guys gave an opportunity to. It was like 6 of us. I was just the first one, like, I'll do the shoe.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
Where everybody else was like, we got to be flown out to Germany. We need to see material. We need to do this. And I was like, yo, I know what material. I know how to do the shoe.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, I know
Just put it
exactly
on
how
there,
to do it.
yeah.
I love that.
So I did the whole CAD and basically gave it to him, and then we went back and forth on sampling. But like once I understood the Adidas lingo and language, and they understood my like crazy mind, it's a formula that
clicked.
works.
Yeah.
And now like I have an amazing like Stacy and Caroline, like so many women have like worked on these projects for me.
Nice.
Shout
And
out
it's
to
like,
y'all.
and still champion for me and like have
Nice.
my back, like
I love
Tamara and Bethany, but Tony
on,
Holmes
women.
and Greg, they like, they put their chips in on me
Yeah.
and bet on me, and I like
honestly
blew the door open for them.
Fuck
and
yeah.
they definitely got it all back tenfold because
Because once those came out,
every
that was a
single
whole
one
nother
of your
story.
shoes, the quality, that is the first
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
I noticed.
okay,
them
the
too.
quality,
The quality on
and
every single
eventually,
one of
I
these.
do want to talk about the packaging.
Oh,
I'll be-
Because
absolutely.
it's been one of the
I'll
best
be honest,
packaged shoes.
I could talk about the details of Erica's shoe with you for like 2 hours because there's so many hidden messages on it. And the whole idea is for like, I always love collectors. Like collectors are so dope. I love that y'all go to Disney so much.
Thank
Like
you. I'm a big
I just
collector.
love how a
Jesus.
human being can
Hoard is shit.
but like just have this moment
Or like hyper fixed on things.
of things that make them happy.
Yeah.
You know, and like I think it's, you know, the world's a tough place, and I think it's really cool like when you find happiness in something.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree.
Collectors, especially like dunkheads, like the way they just nerd out about like a special meeting on any of the shoes.
Yeah.
And now that like they're discovering my art, you know, it just, I watch every YouTube review. I try to comment on everybody. I try to reply to every DM
Yeah.
because I'm just so honored that like, first of all, it's an honor to have them on all 3 of your feet right now.
Oh, no,
no,
it's
thank
all
you.
you. Thank you.
But-
Seriously.
The amount of like so many people, like I have DMs of like so many women like, you saved my life. Like I
I
thought
love
about
that.
suicide. I've had these feelings, and like I've got young kids that are like drawing, that are like, you know, like I want to, you know, continue to like the Building Bridge shoe. I did it with the children's home, and now I've got kids that are like foster parents and or trying to be fostered and like have no like 0% chance in life and like have no outlook on life, are now like, wow, I didn't know like you grew up like this way, and now I like have so much potential, and like
Yeah.
I just got to put the work in and this and that.
Yeah.
Representation absolutely
So
matters.
important. We talk about
Always.
that all the time.
Everybody.
Forever and
For
always.
Everybody. It's so important for especially children and younger people to be able to see themselves in other people and see like a light in these darker spaces. And I absolutely
It gives you
love
hope.
that.
It gives you real hope. Like seriously, because I mean, even like for all of us, like growing up, like being in the sneaker industry was not a real job to a lot of people. Like as far as like anything outside of like working for a brand, like being talent in this space or speaking on things in this space. So like when you see somebody like yourself, that is huge for people because they actually can see themselves in doing, you know, that same thing or something similar. So like it's very needed. It's 100% very needed.
And we appreciate it.
We do.
We absolutely do. I love that you said the majority, they were all inspired by women?
Yeah, so each shoe's inspired by a woman. So chapter 1, Erica.
Yes.
Wait, why do you call them chapters?
Because they're really pieces of my life. They're like pieces of a book that one day I'll never write because I can't write or read because I'm dyslexic. But chapter 2 is grandma, and obviously she shattered the internet.
Absolutely.
She did. She broke
know.
the internet.
I remember us talking about this on the pod.
We did.
That's correct.
Yeah, she did. So she was for the release. So her and my grandpa actually designed the most important things.
That was
That's
his art.
so dope.
That was something about your grandpa drew.
So the insole.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the insole sock liner, whatever you want to call it, is a painting that he made for my grandmother on their.
Yeah, we don't have to see that now. Come on, take it out.
We'll post a picture.
Her first Mother's Day, he gave it to her.
Oh,
That's gonna make me cry. I love that story.
Yeah,
Like I said,
all grandmas get
I
me.
could go in for hours about the details
But honestly,
of every shoe.
And I love that. I love details in shoes.
It shows so much in your work that, like, you know,
Don't break a nail now.
Not to like talk about
Yeah,
anybody
no.
else's work. There's some amazing, beautiful stories out there, but like you can really tell in somebody's work how meaningful it is, and every single detail into these shoes. It really shows.
You really put your foot in it.
Absolutely. And then this one was Grandma's couch, and then you had Mom's ugly couch.
Yeah, so
That's.
so my mom had this ugly ass couch. Like,
That's so funny.
yeah, we had like 34 cats, 2 German shepherds.
Really?
So we always had fleas, lice,
Jeez.
bed bugs, cat shit, dog shit.
Cats are hard.
You know, and it'll be a whole awesome Netflix series someday that everybody can make fun of me again. But Mom's ugly couch was the brown pair.
Yeah,
and
the brown pair.
I try to make them kind of ugly a little bit.
But they're still pretty.
But no, they're still good.
And then Grandma's couch. So Grandma and Grandpa worked on both these shoes, like Grandma's handwriting. My grandpa like tried to redraw the Adidas logos.
He did.
And he was 98.
funny.
Like
Oh
it was
my God.
during COVID and stuff. But it's predominantly mostly my grandma's handwriting, my grandpa's painting, and then I always bought my grandma fresh flowers, and I always took my mom and my sister fresh flowers to their grave because my grandma used to yell at my mom for taking fresh flowers to Erica's grave because she like, they're just going to die. It's a waste of money because we were poor.
Yeah.
I had no money. But my mom was always like, she'll smell the flowers every time and she'll feel the deer. So I always would just show up with fresh, just to like
I love that.
make my grandma upset, but to like,
But in a
became
cute
a
way.
thing.
but like to let my grandma know like, hey, Mom's with us, and like,
Yeah.
and my grandma adored that, and she would always like tell all the women and stuff about. So these are actually
brag
all
a
of
little
Grandma's favorite flowers.
Nice.
What flowers are they?
Yeah.
The color of the corduroy is a little off. Her couch was technically like a velour almost,
Okay.
but the color was a little off. So Grandma and Grandpa bought like one couch, and then they would just reupholster it like every like
Smart.
few years, you know. So my Grandma and Grandpa weren't by any means rich or anything. They were very godly.
Yeah.
So everything was just like biblically clean. Right?
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
So did she have the plastic on the couch?
No.
Okay. But
okay.
that's like a classic. Like a lot of people know.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was-
You don't sit on the couch.
Yeah, I was telling my mom.
I can't front. My grandma never had plastic. We had a babysitter though, Betty Lou, and she had plastic on her
Yeah.
couch.
I feel like that's
And
such
she
a
was like, "You're not
reminiscence.
allowed to sit there."
Yeah.
Period.
That's so funny. I
That
love
is
it.
funny.
But it's
So then
like
what are
plastic on the couch is so
These
classic.
ones.
Yeah, I want to hear the story behind these ones because these just released recently?
This year.
Yeah, we released them.
Like a month, 2 months, month or two.
Yeah, early. Or was that?
October?
Yeah, early October.
Okay.
Sorry, I got like booger stuck in my throat.
You're fine.
So building bridges. So brick by brick. These are my brick shoes
I love it.
because everybody called me a brick. But That's one of the symbols. But
Really? Okay.
chapter 3 was supposed to really be more about my mom, and like I struggled so hard with Erica, and then like all the kids that showed up, and then like I did grandma's shoe, and I like joked with grandma. I was like, hey, we're actually gonna do another colorway for you. It's gonna come out next year for Mother's Day. And my grandma was like, oh, I signed too many autographs. My arms hurt. I can't take no. There's no. And at that time, my grandma was like 106 months.
Yeah, like you said, she was out at the release signing autographs for people.
At 100, yeah.
Shout out her.
Full of life. And
Triple
everything.
digits, y'all.
Seriously.
And
that's so cool.
So I joked with her, and she had a fit. So.
She said, my arm's still tired.
Right.
So this whole like concept of chapter 3 about my mom and everything, and I was just like, look, I've like, it's been a lot. It's been very emotional. The kind of like the calendar space was already kind of like bought to make the shoe. So I was like, look, I've always wanted to tell this story about the children's home and the bridge and what the bridge means to me and crossing that bridge. But my mom, like I said, I skipped school a bunch and skateboarded. And my mom never was like, you got to go to school. She was like, oh, did you get a trick? Did you get a photo? Let me see the photo.
That's crazy.
So Cincinnati, in my eyes, is a woman. We were the Queen City first. And it's just, it's really embraced me. It's really given me a lot of opportunities. And this moment in time and this thing that like my mom said, like, yeah, go chase your dream, go skate, like, the most important gift you'll ever have is your creativity, your imagination. And at a very young age, I struggled with a lot of like learning disability stuff. And like I was put in like Sylvan Learning Center, and I was told that I was retarded and like all these crazy things. And my mom just kept saying like, you're going to be fine. Like, just keep drawing shoes.
Yeah.
And I drew. So going back to that drawing thing, like, I drew like my dad a pair of shoes one time, like, hey, I want these Deion Sanders. And he took me to like Costco, and I got Kirkland's and not Deion Sanders.
True.
So that's where like the drawing started. It was at a young age, drawing shoes of like shoes I wish I could get.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But she kept backing me and was like, keep skating, keep chasing your dreams, keep making your t-shirts that no one bought. And I just, this bridge, the Roebling Bridge, just means a lot to me, and like crossing the bridge and like not looking back, but not forgetting about those that are behind. And try to help them, because like I know in Kentucky, like there's people that have never even left like their block.
Oh, not at all.
You know,
it's very
like
common.
left their street.
Yeah, it's very common.
They sit around, they do drugs all day. Like human trafficking and drugs are really big
drug plays, unfortunately.
So and it's like people get married and go to Gatlinburg, and that's the only thing they did in life.
Dude.
Not even like...
I haven't heard of Gatlinburg in so
Not even
long.
like Disney, but like Gatlinburg. And
what is
like,
Gatlinburg?
Dollyland? Or is it Dolly? Is it Dolly? What
it doesn't matter.
It's
Gatlinburg. And it's like...
Dolly has an amusement park there.
I feel like
okay.
But that's
I've
the
heard of
mindset
Dolly,
that these people have. It's like the world is so small, and like they don't even leave their community. So like my mom really like pushed me, and I was like, no, go see the world, go skate, like whatever, like you don't have to go to college. So she really backed me on me wanting to just figure my shit out, right? Where my dad's like, join the Coast Guard or join the Army. But the one thing that like I do love and adore about my dad is like he made me earn it. And when I started working with Greg and started working with Tony Holmes and Stacy and everybody at Adidas, they made me earn my stripes. You know? And that's why like so many samples were made, and it went back and forth. It's just like that back and forth challenge of really making it a top tier shoe, in my opinion.
So now that you've had 3 shoes come out now, how do you kind of feel about how the sneaker culture has
evolved over time, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it is right now, because you've obviously seen a multitude of phases throughout your career and everything.
I think the sneaker space is awesome. I mean, truthfully, I think there's better shoes in the marketplace now than ever of all time. Times 10 years. Like, you walk in my door right now, and you're going to get the best selection you've ever seen, period. Now, and it's cool too, because there's not, like, in my opinion, like Sacai and Off-White and like all these crazy collabs that like were so unattainable. I think you could just walk in right now and see a shoe that the quality was at that level, but it's on the shelf.
It's accessible.
So as a retailer, yeah, like our launches are down and like our big weekends are down, but like our day to day is up because we have a wide variety of just
things
really
to
good
buy.
brands.
Yeah. I think people often forget, and I think I try to say this often on the podcast, is like, you know, there's like a niche crowd and obviously a lot of hype stuff, and people are always going to go for that. But like, there's literally everyday sneaker wearers that don't give a crap about hype or what's popular, what's going on, and they just, you know, want like a nice shoe, just find something they like and just buy it.
Yeah, and we've been supporting women's sneakers since day one.
I love that.
I love that.
We've always had, like, you can go to our Instagram and see like the women's models and like the women's footwear, and like our women's business is like doubled in the last 3 years for footwear.
I love
y'all, it's growing out here. The numbers prove it. The numbers prove it.
I mean, they've been pushing a lot towards women anyways, too. So
They just need to figure out a new way to do it. Because it's not for her. Like, we need a new agenda. I'm so sorry. Because now that it's no, seriously, there's a lot of us out here now, and it looks different. Because like
we're all different. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you got a lot of men who buy sneakers, right? And they all are different and come from different places and do different things.
For him.
You know what I'm saying? They're not saying him. He wants this. You know, because it's multidimensional as a man, but as a woman, it's just kind of like, okay, like these are your two options. Make it happen. So it's really cool that you're taking your perspective from a woman, putting in designs and like on all these shoes, and they all have something different to offer as far as like who would wear it, why they would wear it, what it looks like, and that's really important. So you're doing it, you're pushing it forward in a way it needs to be pushed forward, if that makes any sense.
Agreed. Okay, I want to get into what is on your feet, because you briefly talked about it, but is this coming out soon? Can you say that?
Talk about as much as you can.
Yeah, as much as you can.
We know you're probably limited a little bit, but we're really excited.
I don't want to give too much of the story away, because like the special packaging, the special box, the story, the little like Easter eggs, and like our little videos we make are always like.
Wait till you drop the story.
Yeah. But all I can say is, you know, this little piggy's running for love, and this pork chop's here. So
I love it.
I do too.
And I know you've mentioned Mother's Day a few times now, and I'm like, are you allowed to say anything else about that?
All I can say is I did have something in the works for Naomi for Mother's Day to honor her. And I had to put it on pause when she passed. I mean, I lost my mom in a tragic way. I lost my sister in a tragic way. I lost my grandmother in the most beautiful, peaceful, respectful way that any human could go. She closed her eyes and went to sleep.
Amazing.
And saw her daughter and her granddaughter and her husband once again. But it destroyed me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of fucking me up right now.
Thank you.
You know, I was, you know, that was my rock. You know, that was probably why I kept my head on straight for so long and why I worked so hard. And, you know, when she passed, I just like had to hold this like whole thing I had and change it up. So we'll see. I would love to honor a lot of women in my life that stepped up and made sure that I was in a good spot when these things went down in my life, and honor more women in the world, because y'all deserve more than just one day, in my opinion.
Thank you. We do.
But
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not really a mother, but
no,
I'm a mother.
That's beautiful, and I think, you know, we need to appreciate all of our women, all of our sisters, all of our mothers, all of our grandmothers, and take time and hug
Lift
them
each
and
other
appreciate
up.
them while they are here.
Man, because we're not always going to be here. You know what I mean? So we got to give everybody their flowers. Sean Kelly, give me my flowers.
She's son.
He needs to give me my flowers.
I was like,
She said you didn't give me my flowers. SK, if you don't come out with a shoe for her, in 10 years.
How old is he?
He's 16.
16.
Oh my god.
You getting a Pokemon shoe, Henny?
And mind you, my child does not give two fucks about any of this shit. Okay, he does not care about nothing. He's like, what is this? Okay, whatever. I asked him, I was like, what do I do for a living, Sean Kelly? He's like, I don't know, sell shoes on the black market. I was
The
like,
black
what?
market is what?
Is that what I do?
Oh
Yeah, my child is.
He's a gamer.
He is. How
He
did you
knew.
know?
'Cause
How did you know?
Talk.
I
Yeah.
can just tell.
Yeah, yeah.
So
He's
think about that. He's 16. At 16, I was already writing pre-books for like DC's and like Chad Muska's first
That's wild.
circus shoe. Yeah.
That's you've lived a life.
You definitely
Yeah.
have.
Crazy.
Is there anything else you want to share? Let the people know about what's upcoming or anything else? Do you want to ask us any questions?
Oh man.
No, don't feel the pressure. Don't feel the pressure.
don't feel pressure.
Yeah.
I just want to hear honestly, because I do occasionally listen from time to time.
Okay.
And I know you have like this huge riff on sneaker of the year and women's sizing and this and that. Can you just give like your top 3 shoes each? Have you already done that, or is that like a separate
We're actually
show?
going to do it on our next
gonna do it
episode.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it on our next
week
episode.
But I probably don't have them in order, but I could probably say like I wouldn't say maybe to my top 3, but I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna place the Satoshi Nakamura Vans, because that's actually gonna be in my top 5. I just don't know where to place them, because like after I had thought about it, I was like having a like Vans, that shoe, I feel like it's definitely like, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But it hit in such a different way, and like I don't have the shoe. I want the shoe. I think it's a gorgeous shoe.
It is a
and
gorgeous
and
shoe.
it's a Van, and I think having something different.
Something different.
You
to
know,
offer.
I love. I think we all have a love for Jordans. You know, I think you talked about it within your childhood and how it resonated. Like, you know, the cool. I'm not gonna say the cool kids, but you know, having Jordans like meant something.
It's a thing,
as a kid,
yeah.
and it was. But and I feel like Nike is that shoe, and Adidas is like right there with them. Nike and Adidas are always in the top. Anthony Edwards had one of the best shoes of the year. But I think, you know, I really wanted to put something in my top that was, you know, not in the norm, like having a Vans in there. So I will say that I don't know where I'm going to place it, but it's going to be in my top 5 somewhere.
Well, the Nigels are definitely in my top 5.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's all I'm gonna say on my list. And everyone knows that. So
Well, it depends. So like when we think about top shoes, like we can think from like personal.
Yeah,
No, this is personal.
Yeah, and then so personal. I mean, and it's not ranked, but it's in my top 5. But I love the Supreme Darwin this year. I wore it a lot.
You know what?
I love the Darwin.
impressed on
The
that.
Darwin
loved
was
it.
really nice, and I still want to.
I think it was very slept on, but
It's
I
an
think
SB too.
yeah, and it's an SB.
That one, because you have the white with the blue, right?
white with
I
blue.
think that is.
That was a really cute.
Yeah,
So
it's
cute.
so comfortable. It's so easy to wear. It looks good with so much shit. It's still it's hype, but like it was that. You know what I noticed about that shoe? Even though it technically sold out when they had came out, since they didn't perform that well on the resale market, the people that were wearing it actually fuck with this shoe.
Yeah.
So I love when I see a shoe that, you know, is a little hype, but at the same time, everyone's not breaking their neck to get it. But when you see somebody on with it, you know it's respect, because you're like, oh, I know you get it. I know you know what's going on, simply just because of what's on your feet. You feel me? And I feel like that shoe was one of the shoes this year that kind of like said that and did that, and I'm all about a shoe like that. So that's definitely in my top like 5 like shoes of the year.
Speaking of Supreme Nike collaborations, I'm gonna put this out there. I want those dunks. I want those SBs.
Which ones?
Oh,
Those
the
are
ones with all
coming
the
out
different
next
colors.
year.
Yeah.
Because they have a 94 on it. It's the year of my birth. I want them. Okay.
What about you? I know. I feel like your shoe is obviously your shoe. Of the year,
I would
but-
never say that, but
But like outside of your own.
I mean, I think personally what J Tips has done.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Amazing.
We love J
Love
Tips.
J
We
Tips.
love J
J
Tips
Tips.
here.
You know, like
That's our
you
guy.
gotta give credit where credit is due. So
Absolutely.
in my book, like salute to you. He's a beast.
I think
No,
what
he
he's
definitely
doing
is.
over at Saucony, however you want to pronounce it, I think what he's doing is amazing.
And it's so much bigger than Sneakers with Jay. That's what's really beautiful about what he's doing, because not only is he putting on other people and like helping people through the midst of this, but also he's like, he's so passionate about it, you know, and he
He's
looks
a sneaker
forward
guy.
to
That's
everything.
why it works so well.
It just feels very organic. And I know some people have their like judgments as far as like, oh, that's not something I'll wear because it's loud or this or that or whatever. But like, look, a lot of people who probably thought they were never gonna buy Saucony in their lifetime are doing it, and it's happening. And I love to see somebody bring energy to a brand that people weren't really paying attention to
I feel
from
like
on the Western Hemisphere.
revamped.
You know what I mean? Because I know it's relevant in certain spaces and in certain areas. So please
this
please
continent's
don't take
different.
that very technical, because y'all love to take shit technically. But what Jay is doing is amazing, and there's not too many people doing what he's doing on the scale he's doing it right now as well. You know what's crazy? I don't even think he has 100,000 followers on Instagram either.
Interesting.
If he does, he just hit it. If he does, like, and that's crazy to think, because you've been moving units since then, and you're also like paying attention to your communities
He's
as far
so
as like who to
accessible.
see. And
I love it.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's like kind of like you said. You reply to all the DMs. Like,
so does
you try to
Jay,
stay engaged
You
with your
try to be
consumer.
involved
Like,
in the streets with the people.
yeah,
Sneaker
no,
Twitter.
it's-
Yep, that's your place, right?
yeah.
It's I mean, but I can see where it gets overwhelming. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh.
I've definitely been overwhelmed by the masses and stuff, especially
During like releases and stuff.
where's my shipping label?
Yeah.
People
Oh
out
my
they goddamn mind.
But
Come on now.
yeah, what he's doing is amazing. And then I'm biased, obviously, being with Three Stripes. So the kids that did the corn collab.
The
Oh yeah, that was cool. We
corn.
talked about that.
Corn
Corn collab
sick.
was
Over the
so
year.
awesome. I still want to get my hands on those, but the resale is so much. I think the corn stuff was amazing.
Ben and Joe, you guys killed it. Heavy Stripes.
Yeah.
You guys are crushing
That,
it.
I feel like that was such a good partnership to come out of that,
And it was
Like,
about
it
damn
made
time.
So much
It
sense.
was
and I think
about
when we
time.
did an episode when we talked about them when they hit like when they came out on the blogs and stuff, and I think it was really crazy that we talked about the story of like how they were wearing all those Adidas, and who was it that picked them up? Was it
Puma picked them up.
and they started rocking Pumas after
and
that.
they got the live video. They all have on Pumas, and the
Yeah.
reason that happened is because Puma was like, "We'll give you the bag."
Yeah.
They're not going to give you the
Yeah,
bag.
they asked Adidas, and Adidas said no.
No, yeah.
Kinda like in the beginning when you were
Yeah.
like, "Hey, can I get a shoe?"
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. But you see where the partnership matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because look at where we're at in today. Because honestly, collabs are extremely important right now. They are resonating in every corner of like sneaker space, and I think it's taken Adidas a while to really like see that. Like they've obviously had collabs, but I think digging deeper into like the spaces with you and other people. I mean, I think the corn thing was aligned perfectly.
Yeah, I loved it.
And I do like that AE got Shoe of the Year.
Yeah.
Mostly because our friend Key
Yes.
has been rocking AEs and crushing the look and
has.
representing that look.
Shout out Key.
And,
What up, Key?
I
Make sure to listen to her episode.
I just, yeah. I don't know. It's a good year in my opinion.
Yeah.
No, Adidas.
I agree.
Adidas has had a couple solid years.
Honestly,
over the last
Adidas
couple years.
have,
Yeah.
yes, and I will
They've been
say,
consistent.
even outside of sneakerhead, streetwear, everyday wear. What is it? The Gazelle, the Campus. I mean, with the teenagers, the 2000, like those shoes have been everywhere.
Oh yeah. Well, when I was going to my son's school in California right before we moved to Portland, and even in Portland, because I always pay attention to the kids at school.
yeah.
That's my favorite thing to do. And let me tell you, the way they had on them campuses, bruh, and just Vans too. Like,
Shout out Bad Bunny.
they do not give two fucks about Nikes and Jordans like they do
Nope,
the
they
other shit
don't.
right now.
They
like they
don't.
not even pressed about it.
Yeah.
They're not.
Here.
The one brand that I felt like Complex really missed on was Asics. I know they did the Marvel
Yeah.
pretty high up.
Yeah,
and
which was
Kith.
really good.
But man, there was this.
Asics has had a year.
No, Asics had a great year.
Yeah, just the 1130 itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would get a box in, and before they even make it on the website, they sold out.
Wow.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
a sunset shoe this year that was like pink and purple. and
I
silver.
had
Yes.
that in my cart for like weeks and it was gone, and I know exactly what shoe you're talking about. It's because it was a GR. Like it was
Well,
a
it wasn't really a GR. It was a SMU.
Oh, okay.
It was like their version of a quick strike.
Yes,
Quick strike,
but it was
yeah.
such a pretty. I know exactly what shoe you're talking about,
Smoked.
and it sold out. And I was like,
I like the Concepts ones too this year. The Concepts
yeah,
were really
Asics,
nice.
I will genuinely say they're on a run right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
And just all the cooler stuff they're doing, like in kind of more of the like this the ones we looked at earlier with like all the like kind of meta girl vibes to it, sort of.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
really
mean?
like what they've
Yeah.
been. And they're so comfy.
The Paper Girls last year.
No, that was this year.
That was this year?
The Paper Girl was this year, and I still have not been able to get.
Year?
Yeah,
Wow.
because it was, when was everyone in Paris?
I thought that was
for
last year.
February?
For Fashion Week.
It wasn't Fashion Week. I think it was Olympics. It was right around the time of the Olympics
Really?
this summer.
Really?
It was.
You sure?
It wasn't during
You
the
sure?
Olympics, but it was around that time.
I feel like it was last year.
Yes, no, it was this year. I was because I went. Yes, it was this year. Those Paper Girl Asics were this year, and I haven't seen a single person with that goddamn shoe on, and I can't find my size.
Because all people care about is making
unless
money.
it's like $500, and I
Yeah,
refuse
Asics
to.
is killing it. And the other one that I think like should have got more flowers was the New Balance Butterfly by Bricks and Wood.
Oh, I got that one, and that is amazing shoe.
I think that
color
shoe is very beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They did well with the ombre on there. Those like
black
pieces on there.
How did the Paper Girl price come down now? Because
They were released on January 13th, 2024.
look, my size is still 450.
So it's been almost a year. So
Oh,
it came out
January?
Came out in January.
So then it must have been
Yeah,
around
that's right.
Fashion Week then, because I remember a lot of people were in Paris out there.
Yep.
Makes sense.
It's been a long fucking year because it
It's
isn't
been a
even
long year. Oh, you know who else had that? Hidden NY had their big ASIC.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
Jolly Green.
At-
That
at
ASIC with Hidden NY
ComplexCon,
was
yeah.
a really big deal.
It was.
I don't get down with Hidden NY or JJ
Yeah.
Jow.
Okay. I do like the Jones. I have the Jones ASICs from like 2 years ago. They're super basic.
I like a little. Yeah, I don't like super basic.
They
I want
look
some
like a
blood, sweat,
regular
and tears
ASIC.
put in some
That's
shoes.
probably why
wouldn't
you
know-
fuck with J-Tip so much.
You wouldn't know it's a Jown
At
unless you
all.
looked at the side and it says Jown. And I could see like why most people, as a creative, when you're making this and you see something like that, you'd be like, that's
Yeah.
lazy. I could see that.
That's why I like J Tips and Joe Freshclothes because they
Makes
really
sense.
like.
They tell stories.
Well, they're putting in that work too.
Yeah, they
It
are.
takes a lot more
It's a
energy
lot,
and
like-
creativity to do a colorful ass shoe than
Yeah.
just to put.
Yeah, it is.
And to demand
Let's
the
talk about it.
materials and the quality.
Let's talk about
Yachty.
it. That's very true.
But thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Yeah,
for
we don't want to
coming
keep you any
on.
longer.
No,
It's
thank
late.
It's been a
you.
long night.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
No,
It's
we
an honor.
appreciate you so
No,
much.
yeah, this was good.
Such a good conversation. I'm so glad you came through.
I'm glad this worked out.
Yeah, got to tell the story of all of your shoes. I'm
Yeah.
so glad we got to wear them, and you.
I know, it's
sent
really
us these.
cute. I
This
love
is
how like
a
all our
beautiful
feet
gift.
look right now.
And,
Yeah,
and the
it's
teacups
incredible.
you sent us.
Oh, the teacups were so
Obsessed.
cute.
So cute.
I made those because my grandma like collected spoons and teacups.
Oh,
That's cute.
And I got like old photos of
I'm
her.
like, I'm a cup girl. I have
Yeah,
so many
same.
cups. It's
Mugs.
ridiculous. So like I have like friends, but I like have often bought me like the teacup set. So I have a few. So I put it up there with my teacups. So I really like that too. But let the people know where they can find you, what you're at, and all your information.
Unheard
your
of.
social security. I'm just kidding.
Unheardofbrand.com, at unheardofbrand. I'm at Philip _.
Yeah.
Lipshutz.
Lipshutz.
And while you're at
Lipshutz.
it, you can follow us on Instagram as
Road
well.
to 10K.
Road to 10K. On Instagram, please. That too. Please go follow. Following us on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button if you're watching. And on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, you know, I want to see if we make your guys' raps.
That would be nice to
So
see.
tag us if we are, please.
Please, yeah. we would love that.
And until next week, we'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.